So you completed your manuscript and you have a great idea for your book cover, but how do you get it to be the right dang size to upload it to Amazon or Ingram Spark? Okay, let's do that together. Hi, I'm Beth Ann Campbell, and I share my life as an author podcaster, bare bones, blunt, and no BS. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Amazon KDP cover calculator to generate a template and then use that template in Canva to get your cover design just right. First, congratulations on finishing your book. That is an amazing accomplishment. So now you've got your manuscript all spit spot, all formatted with your final page count, and it's time to finalize your cover. Now, there are many ways to get your full cover design created, and I'm not here to tell you which one to do. I'm just sharing what I do. I create my own design in Canva, and then I use the cover calculator to get a template for the correct size. Then I use that template in Canva to adjust my design so that all the critical elements are just perfectly aligned. Now, here are some things that you're going to need to know before we put your uploadable cover together. Number one, your manuscript must be final. So don't worry, you can still edit your manuscript after you upload it to KDP or Ingram Spark and you've had time to review your proof. But if you are still editing, proofreading, changing, if you haven't added your front and back matter like a title page or acknowledgments, if you're still formatting, you're not ready to finalize your cover. So save this video and then come back later. Number two, this video is going to help you get your design into the right size for your book, but it's not going to help you actually create your design. And again, many options for doing that. You can hire somebody, you can use Canva, Adobe Design, Fiverr. There's many options that you can use. In this example, I have created my own cover from scratch using Canva, but you do you, boo. And number three, you are going to need the Canva app or the desktop link, and you will need to know a little bit about how to navigate Canva. I'm not here to teach you how to use Canva. So if you're brand spanking new, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So maybe practice a little. And again, save this video and come back. All right, so are you ready? Let's get your paperback book cover formatted and sized for upload. Step one is to calculate your cover size using the Amazon cover calculator. So we're going to pull that up right now. Okay, so now here we are in the Amazon KDP print cover calculator that will generate your template for the correct size of your book. And you can see that there's just a very simple form that you fill out here. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Our binding type is paperback. Interior type is going to be black and white because we are working on either a fiction or a nonfiction book. In particular, I'm going to be working on fiction, so I'm going to select cream paper. You don't have to select cream. Generally, cream is for fiction, white would be more used for nonfiction, but really there's no hard and fast rule that says you can't use white for fiction or cream for nonfiction. The reading direction in most English-speaking countries, which I am from, the United States, is left to right. And then now we're getting to this is the critical part here, folks, the measurement units. So I'm going to choose inches and my interior trim size because I'm doing a fiction work, so a novel that is approximately less than 300 pages. I'm going to choose 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And again, your book may differ from this. Just put in your target size right here. So now we're at page count, and this is perhaps the most critical part. The page count that you want to put in here is the full and total number of pages, front and back, in your book. So, as we know, in most books, there are some pages that do not have page numbers on them, right? So what you want to do is to go to whatever application that you use to create your book, Microsoft Word, Google Docs, whatever, and get the full and total page count, including your title page, your copyright page, your acknowledgments, all of that stuff. I'm going to enter my last novel full page count, which is 276 pages. Once you have everything filled in, you're able to calculate your dimensions. Let's watch the magic. So here we are. We have your fully calculated cover with a template. So I want you to first of all note the overall size of your cover. So this is up here at the top, the full cover. Mine is 11.94 by 8.75. This is based on the size that I had specified. So you've got some information here. Really, the most important thing that you need is the full cover size. So take note of this, write it down, or keep this page open. You're going to need those numbers in just a little bit. So also note the template that has been provided here. We've got the front. This is your front cover. We've got the spine and then the back cover. This is where you would put your summary, perhaps a bio, maybe a graphic. You'll also notice down here in the corner, there is a spot where you'll see a barcode. This is a place to keep free and open because both Amazon and Ingram Spark will add a barcode there. So you generally will keep that area free from words or graphics. All right, next step, step 2, is we are going to download the template. So down here in the corner of your page, it says download template. You're going to click that. It's going to download mine automatically, but just keep in mind it may open as a zip file and you may have to go and unzip it. I'm going to have to unzip this before I do anything in Canva because it will give you two different options. You will get a PDF version and a PNG version. And really, you can use either one. I tend to use the PNG. So now you have your template calculated for the correct size and downloaded and ready to use against your design to make sure that the design fits into the template. So we're going to do that in Canva. And so I'm going to now pull up Canva and we'll do the next few steps. So here is Canva. Yes, my glorious Canva with all my wonderful designs of the many plethora of things that I do. Now, you may want to create a new folder or project for this effort. That's entirely up to you. Again, I'm not here to show you how to use Canva. So from the main page, you can easily create a design right up here where it says, what will you design today? And you are going to select custom size. Remember, we have a size that we created in our KDP calculator, and my full cover is 11.94 by 8.75. So I'm going to go into my custom size. I'm going to make sure it says inches because I did calculate in inches. I'm going to put my width at 11.94 and my height as 8.75. And I am just going to create a new design. So now you have a design that theoretically should be the exact correct size for your book cover. However, you've got a front and you've got a back and you've got a spine. So we need to make sure that those elements are all aligned properly. So here I am in the custom design that I've created with the correct proportions, 11.94 inches by 8.75 inches for my book. Yours is probably going to be different. And now I need to upload the template that I just created. Yes, this lovely little puppy right here, this KDP cover calculator template, which I downloaded. I need to pull that into Canva so I can use it in my design. So I have a little place where I am going to create my pull in my template. So I just do, again, I'm not here to teach you how to use Canva, but there should be some place, again, maybe a folder or your upload file where you can pull in your graphics. So I'm going to hit the ellipsis, upload my files, and I am going to go into where my files went, my downloads, and I'm going to select the PNG. It's just my preference. I like to work with it. It's just easy. So you can use the PDF if you want. I use the PNG. So now my template is uploaded, and just to show you, I'm going to click this and pull it into my custom design. If I've done my job right and entered the correct portions, which by the way, you will see right here in the template, 11.94 by 8.75, this should snap quickly right to the border. Voila, boom, looks great. All right, now step 6, it is time to incorporate the template into your cover design. So I have a page here that I've created. We're going to work there. So I usually create my front cover earlier in the book writing process. Little tip, mocking up your cover is a great thing to work on between your editing cycles because you always want to leave yourself at least a few days, if not weeks, after each manuscript edit so that you can come back fresh. And that's a great time to work on your cover. So I have worked on my front cover. I actually created a cover here and uploaded it as a graphic. And then all the other elements of the spine and the back, I have added right here in this design, working towards my final. So you can see I've got my title, I've got my name, my author name, I've got my summary, I've got a little picture here. I'm a fairly new author, so it's perfectly okay to put your picture and a little bio on the back. And as you can see, also, I've left in this general area where we know the barcode will be, that is going to be blank because there will be a barcode there. So you go out, you've created your elements, and now you have it in this sort of general design that is the correct size, but how do you know if it's all aligned properly? So in step 7, now you're going to drag or click your calculated template into the design. So here we have our template. I'm actually going to pull this to the front just so you can see the full template. And again, this should fit perfectly into my custom design. Snap right into place. And now you can see I have now as the top layer, the template that was calculated in the KDP cover calculator is now incorporated over my actual design. But Beth Ann, I can't see my cover. How do I know if it's aligned? Well, this is an easy fix. Here's where the magic happens. You're going to use your transparency button and you're going, while you're clicked on the template, and you're going to make it transparent. So then you can see and make it as, whatever works for you. Everybody's got different vision, right? So make it to a point where you can actually see your main elements and make sure that they are within the red guidelines. So I did my transparency here. You can kind of see my cover looks good. Looks like it's aligned, central. Again, this is one big graphic. My spine looks good. I've got my Case of the Demon Drums here centered between the two red flag areas. I've got my author name. And then if I look on the back here, I've got my summary matter seems to be pretty centered. And then I've got my picture and my bio. I do have another version of this where I have added more elements. And again, I'll actually show you this because this is just a different version. Because sometimes your cover is a little bit complicated and you will want to incorporate this template to help you. So you can see as I start to reduce the transparency of the template on top of my other design, which is a little bit more complicated, you can see that I'm a little bit overlapping on one side but not the other. I'm probably going to want to go back and adjust this a little bit. And again, this is a back and forth thing. I usually just drag it out and maybe make some adjustments. So I'm going to push it over just a tad. Probably want to center this again and then put my template back in place, aligned correctly. And again, now I can see it's a little bit better. I'm not too worried about this corner bleeding. I'm not too worried about this corner, which may bleed a little bit. I'm more worried about, are my words and my important graphics centered enough so that they will not bleed into that questionable area, right? So when your book is closed, these spine areas are going to bend, and that's going to cause a little bit of warp there. And just depending on the printing, these outer areas, you want to make sure that the critical stuff is within the red area. So I'm going to go back to the simple version here. You can see everything seems pretty aligned. I've got a full background that goes all the way to the edges. Looks pretty good. So now we're at step 10, which is we're going to download our finished cover. Well, of course, the first thing is I need to remove the template, right? I don't want a template. So I just take the template off. And now I'm going to download this finished version. I'm going to hit the share button. I'm going to hit download. I'm going to select PDF for print. This is what you want for your printed paperback, PDF print. I also want, in the color profile here, I want CMYK, which is best for professional printing. And then, of course, I'm not going to do all my pages. I just want my current page. And I want to flatten my PDF. So those are the three things: PDF print, CMYK, flatten your PDF, and download it. And there you have it. Now you have your finished PDF cover for your paperback in the correct size ready to upload to Amazon or Ingram Spark. And let's take a look at that design. Here it is. Looks great. Everything looks like it will be aligned based on my template. It's a great color in the correct format, all ready to upload to Amazon or Ingram Spark. So I hope this helped you with your cover sizing because it can be pretty tricky. I'd love to hear how it went for you in the comments. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more no BS writing, publishing, and podcasting.